Being comfortable being alone is a superpower, and if you can unlock its secrets, you can experience a life way beyond your wildest dreams. My name is Eric. I've lived in that little red car for 4 years, and I go out of my way to avoid other people. We're 100 miles away from the closest city. I found this remote road to camp along. There's nobody anywhere out here. Getting the morning chores done couldn't be any easier being a single man out here. That gives us lots of free time today. Let's go explore Glass Butte. Looks like there's a road that leads to these snowy mountains over here. Let's go investigate further. We're leaving the car behind us and we're on foot. One of these little snow-capped knobs up here is called Glass Butte. Looks like it's a couple-mile walk. Shouldn't be nothing too hectic. I think this road goes right to it. But the reason why it's called Glass Butte is because you can find the rock obsidian right on the surface of the ground. It's right there, and people come here to harvest the rock. Come to an intersection here. Looks very, very muddy going up that way. So that's a plan B. Less muddy and well used going this way towards this little snowy knob. And there is evidence of somebody staying here at some point. There's a campfire evidence right there. And I found a little piece of obsidian. Look. That's why it's called Glass Butte. Looks like glass kinda. It's like rough on that side. And then where it's flaked off, it's very shiny. Obsidian. There's a giant pile of discarded obsidian. You can see that somebody just threw all their stuff here, but this is why they call it Glass Butte. Look at that stuff. It's all sharded up, man. It looks like it's so sharp. I don't know why somebody would have dumped a giant pile there. Maybe that's scraps or something from them doing their own flaking. It's hard to say. Oh, it hasn't been that long. Look, here's an apple core right next to it. Couldn't have been that long. There's evidence, Sherlock. There are very popular videos on YouTube that describe being alone as some kind of superpower or something, like master being alone and, master the universe or something. They'll have some catchy title like that. But in my opinion, being alone comes so naturally for me that I believe that the people with the superpower are the ones that can pretend to get along with each other and play nice every day. There's a pretty cool little campsite right here. My car could probably make it back here too. It is a little muddy. Actually, it's very muddy. There's puddles right there, but it's got these bushes for shade and a fire ring that is just full of somebody's trash. Look, it is. Yeah. Fire ring full of somebody's trash. Cool, guys. And honestly, I don't even gotta make the case for why it's better to be alone. If you just spend some time existing, humanity will make the case for you. My car may have made it to that campsite back there, but it never would have made it through this mud pit. I don't even know if I can walk around this. I'm gonna have to go off-grid off-road, I think, to walk around this. I hope it's not flooded over here. No, we can get around this thing. I'm 2 hours into hiking away from my car, which means I gotta hike 2 hours back. I didn't even bring lunch with me, so we've had about enough. You can see the road continues on forever. I mean, obviously not forever, but continues on even further, but I've had enough. But there is a cool spot. Oh, I don't know, a quarter mile down in this gully here. I'm gonna leave the trail now and we're gonna go investigate and see what's going on down here. Come on, let's go look. Before we head back to the car, we're gonna check out down here. Yep, it was like I spy with my little eye. I knew I could see a grassy area down here. There's a fire ring as well. But there's some flowing water we'll need to navigate to get to the other side. if we want to inspect it thoroughly, I think we'll make it. Oh, it's slippery. Slippery, ippery. Little snow. Put my footprints in it. Wow, look at that tree. All right, how do I, and then, wow, look at this firing. That's awesome. And there is all this flaked off obsidian thrown at the base of this tree here, like shards of glass bottles. Oh my goodness, it is like sharp. Oh my goodness. So sharp and everywhere. Very interesting. I wouldn't want to let your dog run around out here. One more benefit of being alone and riding solo is that I get to decide when enough is enough, and 2 hours away from the car is enough. We've discovered some really cool camping spots. Let's head back to the car. I'm hungry. It's too muddy for my car during the spring melt, but that don't mean I can't come back this fall. I think I'll just make lunch right here. Probably should have cooked these one at a time, but try and do 2 hot ham and cheese in one skillet. Make it happen. The 2 sandwiches in one skillet really tested the limits of my skillet. Not recommended, not very big brain, but neither here nor there. Hot ham and cheese going in. We're going to come back in the morning and climb that mountain. While I was eating lunch, I was looking at it. There's no sense. I'm here now. I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. Let's come back and try to climb that mountain. Let's head back over to the other spot where we started this morning, 7 miles from here, and we'll sleep there again tonight. It dried out a lot since this morning. It's not muddy at all. This is going to be a fantastic spot to sleep again. Yeah, we'll try to climb that mountain in the morning. We'll hang out here for a little bit. We can have a campfire tonight, and we'll just chill. We'll try to wake up early, eat a good breakfast, and then, I don't have experience climbing an icy mountain like that, but we'll do our best, and it'll be an adventure. I dug this fire pit out when I got in here yesterday. And you can see it holds a piece of wood just fine, both directions. But if I could go just a little deeper and a little wider, I think it'd be better. I'm doing way too much. I'm out of breath. This is turning into a whole excavation process, but you can see it's not looking horrible. Oh yeah, that's a lot of work digging a hole that big. Chop, chop. The wood is chopped. I like chopping wood, especially in a beautiful area like this. Tools of the trade of hobos, cooking utensils. I got the extendable hot dog cooker right here. Regular old pot. And a little camp burner. We're having a gourmet dinner tonight. I got better cheddar sausages, ramen noodle in a cup, and Jiffy Pop. There's been a pack of coyotes over here, calling to a pack of coyotes over here as the sun drops behind the horizon. We're gonna start by boiling water for our ramen noodles. My go-to flavor of ramen noodles is chicken. I always choose that one. Do you eat ramen noodles? And if so, what flavor do you choose? It only took a second. We got a good vigorous boiling going on already. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I couldn't be more happier than to be alone right here, right now. Everything is ready. Fire is prepared. Sun is going behind. The wood is chopped. The mountain to climb tomorrow is in sight. And the ramen noodles is in hand. You can see I put on my jacket. It gets really cold here at night in the high desert. This ramen is going to start the night off right. These carbs are going to be important for the energy I need tomorrow to conquer that mountain. This is the scene here tonight, right before I start my fire. Would you stay out here alone? And just before the sunset, just before the sunset, I was scrambling around to make sure my bed is made. There's a pretty healthy breeze going on right now. Hopefully this works. There are so many different noises out there amongst the sagebrush tonight. I can't see anything moving. We'll be able to make magic happen with our better cheddar sausage on our retractable skewer. Shed a little light on the situation, won't we? Let's spin her around, Bubsky. And we're just gonna lay this sausage on this potato roll with a piece of monster cheese on it. I already had a bite. It's really good, but we'll have another one just for the camera. I've eaten enough and it has been a long day. We're gonna try and climb a mountain in the morning, so we gotta get some sleep. I'm gonna go put out this fire and go to bed. And we'll see you guys first thing in the morning. Good night. Morning. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Look at this. There's a mountain I'm gonna go try and climb. It's still there, didn't go anywhere. Wow, look at that sunrise. Sadly, we just got a single egg for breakfast. I wanted to get up early and eat a big breakfast, but when I woke up, I felt a bit disoriented, and I guess it was because it was daylight savings time overnight. And there it is, Bubsky. Fried egg sandwich. Going in. Made a ham and cheese sandwich for me to take along on my journey. Wrap it up in aluminum foil. I don't know if I've ever wrapped a Sammy in aluminum foil, but I didn't have any bags. That'll work. We're back at the same parking lot we were at yesterday. I'm not gonna film anything between here and to the base of the mountain, but that's the one we're aiming for right there. Everything's locked up. I got everything packed up. Come on, let's go. We've been hiking in for several hours, and this is the literal end of the road. The mountain summit is there behind us. We're gonna have to go off trail now. Come on, let's go. It's a little bit muddy at this elevation with some patchy snow. That's not the worst. Slow and steady is how you climb a mountain. Slow and steady. It's proven to be a bit easier to just walk on the snow. I'm not sinking in at all. It's got a hard crust on it since it's the end of the season. At least at this elevation. It can change as we go up. The view out behind us is fantastic today. So we're climbing an elevation. It just continues to get nicer and nicer over there. I feel like giving up. I'm not going to. At least not yet. But I just looked behind me and I can see the road. The cars on it are like little glints getting hit by the sun moving across the horizon, and they're so small. I've come hours to get, I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta go all the way back to that car. Onward. Very high up here. Wish I knew elevations and stuff, but we don't. Ooh, there's a lot more to go. I'm gonna eat some of my ham and cheese before we make this summit push. Mmm. Mmm. That's really refreshing. Never knew a ham and cheese would taste so good till you're on the side of a mountain. Sandwich time was refreshing. The summit is in sight. Come on. Really grateful I've had the opportunity to get out here and climb today. Gonna be going into Bend, Oregon, a city of about 100,000 after I'm done with this video, and I'll probably make Bend my home for a few months and try and get a job. I don't make money creating YouTube content. Well, they pay me 150 bucks, but it costs me about $1,500 a month to live like this. So I spend my own money creating content, and because I enjoy sharing it with you guys. But yeah, we're gonna have to go get a job. So enjoy this last hurrah as you can, Eric, because you'll be going back to the city here very soon. Whew, that's a lot of snow. Thank you guys for following along. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And oh, I just post hold. And I hope we can make the summit. Oh, I had to stop and take a break. We'll look behind us. You can see my footprints coming up through the snow right there. And then I went down this way. There's a lake down in here somewhere, and I turned up this way. There's lots of good camping in these bushes. My car's parked way out there somewhere by that road. Way out there. Central Oregon at its most beautiful. The thought of avalanche just crept into my head. I don't know enough about it, to be honest, other than it happens when there's a weak layer underneath usually. I don't know what degree of slope it happens on, how deep the snow. I've heard it said later in the day is bad, and it's late in the day. It's 1 p.m. I am so close to the summit, but this snow, I'm starting to post hole, and I'm looking at the snow around me, and I'm like, man, if it would avalanche, I could probably self-arrest, but there's a chance it could be hurty and painful as well. I'm going to keep going, but I just want to note that thinking about avalanches while climbing a mountain, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, pushing through. Yes. Yes. Another mountain summit. Ah, there's a rock cairn. There's 2 rock cairns. Ah. Man, thank you, God. Whoo! Yes. I can't believe we made this mountain summit. I felt like giving up at least a half a dozen times. We just kept pushing, kept pushing, kept pushing. I think it's because I know I got to go get a job in Bend. If you think climbing mountains is hard, man, try getting a job with a 7th grade education and a prior criminal history. It's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare. But at least I'm just looking for an entry-level position. Hopefully I can find something. Say a prayer for me if you care for me. But yeah, this is the mountain summit. I think we're gonna be wrapping this video up now. I'm gonna sleep back at that same spot that I did last night, but I'm gonna enjoy that without you. Sorry, I just, you know, at least one night out here without having to film everything will be really nice. But I'll be filming more. Maybe once I get to Bend, Oregon, I'll film myself looking
for a job and the struggles that come along with doing that while being homeless and living in a car. Thank you guys for following along. Until the next video, smile your way through the day.